for the collective. I'm not answering any personal questions. Just so everybody knows, putting that out there. um, yeah, I have a hat on. Let me clean the. It's looking very yellow. Yellow. Okay, that looks decent. Okay, so hope everybody's having a good day, whether you're watching the live stream or the replay. I appreciate you for being here. If you're new to my channel, my name is Tan. Artemis Oracle is my channel. I'm an oracle and tarot card reader. And I'm going to be doing a collective reading for you all. Wow, it's like very warm here. My teeth are looking extra yellow. Okay, so I have the What's the Gossip deck, but I don't know. I think I'm going to go into Archangel Michael messages because just to, you know what? I'm going to do the Archangel Michael messages after, like close the reading out with something positive, an affirmation of sorts. I hope I brought tarot. Yes, I did. Good girl. Good girl. I was just like trying to control myself because usually when I come out here to do a reading, I like to go get some drink, a little drinky. But I was like, control yourself, lady. You don't always have to get Dunkin' or Starbucks. You can drink regular ass water. Okay. So whoever gave me a like, I really appreciate your appreciation. Your thumbs up. It's well appreciated. Thank you. So we're gonna go into this deck. Okay, this is the What's the Gossip deck. I haven't used this deck in a minute, but I wanted, just to do something quick for you all. No, I'm not doing any tarot reading. Sorry, this is gonna be a collective reading. But thank you for being here. Okay. All right. Let's see. What's the gossip? What's the gossip? What does the collective need to know? I'm usually not here during the week. I'm usually in the conference room. But I'm out here. Breaking cycles. Ending harmful patterns. Freedom from repetition. New beginnings. It stops with me. Okay. So there could be something that, when it says it stops with me, this could be something that you could have, it could be part of your family's history, like the same habits, same destructive patterns. And you're like, somebody's reaching that point where they're like, yeah, this is going to end with me. There's actually a movie or a show that was called It Stops Here or some shit like that. But somebody is closing a cycle. They're ending cycles. They're no longer interested in being bound and I want to say bound and gagged to their what's kept them tied up. So this is like getting away from any addictions, negative thought patterns, behavior patterns, and freeing oneself. See, broken promises, disappointed expectations, failed commitments, lost trust, words meant nothing. So I don't know if some of you could have been in a situation where there was someone making promises that they did not keep. And they were kind of keeping you trapped and stuck because you were waiting. You were hoping that things will change, things would improve, that, this person will actually follow through with the things they said. But it's like, no, you're realizing that this is a repeated pattern. Nothing is going to change. And the only change that you can bring into the situation is to remove yourself from the situation. So if you felt like you were attached or bound to somebody, you are reaching a point, you may have reached this point, or you may be reaching this point where you're like, you're done. You're done with them. You're done. You're like breaking the cycle. Especially if it's something that's consistently been happening repeatedly, they keep breaking promises. They keep saying they're going to do something or change something and they don't. And you're reaching that, I guess, fever point that you're fed up. Okay. Oh, thank you for liking. Okay, but a like doesn't give you a free reading. Only my members will get free readings, free mini readings. Okay, so yeah, you're done with the promises, you're done with the broken promises, you're done with someone who has strung you along, has kept you Well, remember, you're also responsible for yourself too. Maybe, like you were like believing this person and you're realizing too that you're also part of the problem, and you're also the solution, you know? Okay, what else? Yeah, me versus me. Some of you just took a good hard look in the mirror and realized that they're the problem, but you're the problem too. You have to take accountability for your own behavior. Oh, there's an ant on my phone. That's so funny. See, ants, yeah, definitely, because ants are about working. They're hard workers. So some of you need to, or you've already started, or you have done the work. I saw shadow work begin when I started. But look, me versus me. Self-competition, personal growth, becoming better than yesterday, my only competition. Sometimes outside of what the card says, you could have took a hard look at yourself and saw what you were doing to yourself. Because if you know this person has broken one too many promises, I think the first promise a person breaks is already an indication of the type of person they are. Someone that doesn't keep their promises. And if you continue to engage with someone who's already proven not to keep their promises, not be a man or a woman of their word, and you're essentially harming yourself. So some of you could have had that realization and understanding, and that it stops with you. The pattern doesn't need to continue because you're no longer wanting to engage with it. You're no longer entertaining it. You're no longer tied or bound to it. So some of you, that's something that you've already done or something that you need to consider. Some of you are like having this realization that it's time to release something that no longer served you, a person that no longer serves you. And also too, you could be one that has broken promises to yourself. So sometimes it could be, you're doing stuff to yourself. You're like, say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, but you don't keep your own word. So it could also be something that you also need to work on with yourself too, but let it go. Releasing grudges, emotional freedom, forgiving yourself and others, and free your heart. Free your heart. If you were dealing with somebody that didn't, like I said, didn't keep their promises, you need to open up your heart to other opportunities where you can meet someone who can be trustworthy, who is a person of their word. Actions speak louder than words, right? So also you have to release any resentment you may have with yourself or with the person and the situation that you were involved in. And it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. Sometimes we could get caught up in stuff and work. Like sometimes, you could work somewhere and they say, oh yeah, if you do all of these things, then we are going to do this for you. And then they don't follow through with it. So a part of you get mad at yourself. You'd be like, why the fuck did I believe this? Especially if you've seen this type of behavior in the past and you thought that you would be different. Because sometimes people think that, like you could change something, you could change somebody, or you're the exception. Sometimes you're not, and it could just simply be their rule. But there definitely needs to be a release. Forgiveness for yourself, forgiveness of the person, forgiveness for the situation, and just letting go and moving on. No longer keeping yourself trapped and stuck somewhere that isn't for your highest good, So you got to be free, like the skater boys that just passed by. Okay, underneath that, let me see. Yeah, whoever this person was, they may have been breadcrumbing you. Okay, because I looked at the bottom of the deck under Let It Go, and we have breadcrumbing here. So this person just gave you the bare minimum. Even in your work could do this to you too. Friends could do this, however this resonates with you. There could have been somebody breadcrumbing you, giving you the bare minimum. But, this could also be the lesson for you too. If you felt like you've been, like this came up in a reading yesterday. If you feel like you've been doing a lot, you've been keeping your promises, but people aren't keeping theirs. You're living up to your end of the bargain, but people aren't keeping their promises, living up to their end. You may have to start minimizing your effort too. And be unbothered if chaos ensues. Because especially if you have people who are benefiting from you, and then you start to change your behavior and what you give and how you contribute, or how you volunteer, all that stuff, right? If you start to hone in on that and you're like going to be very selective, maybe even stop. Some people aren't going to like that, but you're going to have to not give a fuck. Okay, because you're not here we're here to help each other, but we're not here to be suckers. We're not here to be taken advantage of by anyone, regardless if it's at work, it's our friends, it's our family, or even a lover. We're not here for that. Okay, so if you have to start breadcrumbing motherfuckers, then do that. But this is all about you protecting yourself, valuing yourself. You do not have to prove your worth to anybody. This is reminding me of the reading yesterday. This is why I'm getting an attitude right now. Okay, I'm giving you the Bronx right now. Okay, just focus on yourself. Do what you got to do. You do not have to prove your value to anybody. Be secure in your value. Be secure with what you offer, and that there's something better for you. Whether like in a better job, better friends, better family situation. If they can't work with you, then you don't have to work with them. Or a better lover, better people who see your value and appreciate you. So it starts with you. And sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow. That sometimes we contribute to situations, because we have to be engaging, we have to be giving, adding our 2 cents or adding our energy to something. But then when we start to pull it back, it's for your benefit. It's self-preservation here, Hi, Adisha, how are you? Okay, so that's your reading right there with the what's the gossip. Let's see. I don't know if I shuffled all the cards in. Did I? No. Only the bottom cards are still out there, so that's okay. Because there's something that you need to release. Free yourself. Sometimes we feel like, oh, fuck. I'm sorry I'm cursing a lot. Like if you've already, like say at work, you're someone who always goes above and beyond, and people expect that from you all the time. And then you stop doing that. They're going to be like, oh, why are you changing? Why are you changing? No, it's like you understand now. You have to match energies. There's this, I saw somebody has this shirt and it says, what was it? It says something about being a twin. I match energies. So how are we acting today, twin? So sometimes you got to do that. You got to match what they give you, and it's not about, it's for you. It's for you to protect yourself, protect your energy, and not overextend yourself and allow yourself to be taken advantage of, or, have people put you in a different level, expect more from you, but not as much from other people, especially when it's supposed to be fair, and I'm talking about work right now. So that may resonate with some of you for work. But it's the same thing with relationships. For relationships should be equal reciprocity, give and take, equal give and take, All right, let's see. Got the life happens deck. I swear, I see these boys, they're near the river. They better be safe. I don't want to hear in the news that if a boy died because he went in the river, he fell in the river. I'm sorry. I'm looking at them like, stay away from the water. I mean, they're teenage boys, but still. Okay, so let's see what life happens messages we have. I saw haters, jealous people, someone watching you, talking about you. Okay, it could be anything, some of it. We got hobby card here. This is hobby. Some of you may like to paint, sculpt. You may be very artistic and creative. I'm thinking visual arts, vacation, vacay. So some of you may need a break. You may need to take time away, go to the beach, have fun, gamble, take a risk. You know what it is? Sometimes Like, there are people who always, like, always, I don't know how this resonates with anybody, but this is what's coming to my mind. You know how some people, they don't take time off from work because they always think about, oh, if I don't take a break from work, then everything's gonna fall apart. But the thing is like, is it your company? Is it your is it your company? Is it your company to you have to keep together? So some people, they don't like to take vacations because they feel like they're risking something. This is what's coming to my mind. But some of you need a break. You know, sometimes you need to take a break. And it's kind of going back to that work energy I was talking about, where you kind of pull back your energy because you have a high expectation from you, but you're like kind of the glue that keeps things together. But then if you're like, oh, if I take a vacation, if I take a break, is everything going to fall apart? It's not your fucking company. You know, you deserve to take a break. You know, whatever happens, then they're going to be like, they should realize how important and valuable you are to the company. Because sometimes you need to do that. You need to make sure you're doing something for yourself. Take time for yourself. This is for workaholics. You definitely need to make sure that you're taking time for yourself, that you're taking time to have fun, to do the things that you enjoy. Anxiety. See, I feel like it's tied to that. Like if you decide to like say to go on vacation, you may be feeling anxious about what could happen while you're away. Maybe even what you had to deal with coming back from work. But the thing is like the ship should be able to sail without you. And if it doesn't, then someone needs to tighten up the ship, you know? Need to get rid of the people who aren't pulling their weight. Because everything should not fall on just your shoulders. That's somebody's message. So underneath we have awakening. So somebody needed to hear this message. Maybe this message could be a wake-up call for anyone that resonates with, that you have to not worry about if you take a break from something. It doesn't have to only be work. It could be a break from somebody. Take time for yourself. Maybe you're a parent and you're like wanting to do something just for yourself. You want to take a little vacation for yourself, like a mini getaway. And you're worried about like, what will happen if you're away? You know, will my spouse, my partner be able to take care of the house, take care of the kids, you know? And that could bring you some sort of anxiety. But the thing is, if you're doing everything, how will the person ever be able to make a meaningful contribution if you're doing all the work? You know, so some of you, if you may be enabling somebody to be lazy, to not contribute, and you need to take this break because maybe this is something that the person needs to experience themselves so they can understand and value you more if they've been taking you for granted. You know, maybe that will be an awakening for them. Yeah, some of you definitely need to relax. You know, woosah. It's about taking a deep breath and exhaling, taking the pressure, taking the weight off your shoulders. Some of you really need that. But it's like, it shouldn't feel like it's a risk for you. Why should self-care feel like a risk? It shouldn't. You know, you should be taking care of yourself. Okay. Let's see. I didn't bring that many decks with me, but I have tarot now. Yeah, let's see what tarot messages you need to know at this time. Okay. Thank you everyone for being here. I hope the messages help you or resonate with you in the best way possible. Give you something to think about. If you feel like this is a message that someone else needs to hear, feel free to share. the reading, share my channel with them. Let's see. What does the collective need to know at this time? What does the collective need to know? The devil. I know automatically people, this is Capricorn energy, right? Unfortunately, Capricorn was given the devil card. If you don't know why, you should look it up. It's interesting. But yeah, the enslaved man, enslaved woman. So this is about being tied to something. Your fears, your insecurities, your addictions. Okay. What is the devil here? What is this devil to the collective? Well, whenever a card comes out like that, I always ask, is it a person or is it an energy? So I want to know, is the devil a person or an energy? Because if it's a person, then it's someone around you. It could be you or someone around you. If it's an energy, then it's yours. Or it could just be in the environment. But I want to know if it's a person. Is this the devil a person? Who is the devil? Who is the devil? This card. Ace of Swords. It's the energy. There's something that you need to cut out. You're tied to, you're attached to. You may not. It's whatever this is. It's not allowing you to see things clearly. Or this is the Ace of Swords is telling you that there's something that you need to see. There's something clear about. But I want to know more. What is it? Why is the Ace of Swords with the devil? Why is the Ace of Swords with the devil? Judgment. I don't know if it's something that is coming back around, something that's needing to be is wanting to be resurrected, or is this something that you need to make a final decision to cut off? That's Scorpio energy. What else? Tell me more about this. The Ace of Swords, seeing things something clearly, something coming back around. Someone coming back around. Wait, someone that you were attached to, attracted to? No, not attracted, attached. Attached. Four of Wands. It could be somebody that from your home, your family. Four of Wands is usually like the family card, like, or the home card. So it could be something that's within your family. It's also about overcoming. Wow. Okay. Some of you are aware of what your devil is. It could be a person, but you already saw the truth of the matter with the Ace of Swords. So you, like, because I said success, and it's making me think about, like, some of you made a decision. You made a decision to cut something off, and it was the best decision. Whatever that decision was, and I have the Hierophant card here, which is Taurus energy, traditional, religion. It could be commitment, contracts, institutions. It could also have to do with your faith. But some of you, you made a final decision. You made a decision to cut something out that was no longer serving you. And it's allowing you to experience some sort of a success. Some sort of success. Or it's going to bring some sort of success. It's also going to bring you some stability. Because the Four of Wands is like, it's the homecoming card. So it could be you're coming back to yourself. You're coming home to yourself. You're freeing yourself. Now you could feel like you could look towards the future, like what your next step is. Some of you, it could have been a Taurus that you cut out. It could be a marriage that could be ending, that you may be deciding to end. When I look at this, the Three of Swords here. So something that was just unfair. Definitely unfair with the Six of Pentacles and the Three of Swords here. That caused you a lot of sadness, grief, disappointment. Because you weren't being treated fairly. It could have been a relationship, or it could be some sort of contract you had that was unfair and that you may be severing, maybe ending, maybe coming to an end. Because this is what you want. You want Ten of Pentacles. You know, it could have to do with a family. It could actually be with the Ten of Pentacles here, because this has to do with generations, legacy, wealth, abundance, financial security, stability. Oops. Wheel of Fortune, yeah. You're bringing justice for yourself. You're bringing good. This is good. Like the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. There's justice. Some of you may have been waiting for some sort of decision that has to do with money. This is coming up again. Something about money is going to be working in your favor. There was something that you needed to do that's going to allow this to happen. You did something. You decided something. You saw clearly. You took some sort of action that's working out in your favor with the Justice card. It could have to do with a contract. The contract could be with a relationship. It could be with like an agreement, or it could be a work contract, a settlement. It could be that with Justice here. I need some water. Number 11. August 11th may be significant to you because I just thought I saw number 11. August 11th, I don't know what day that is, but that may be significant. Take it as it resonates. It could be any 11th, but that's justice right there. Okay, can you tell us more about this Wheel of Fortune and Justice? What does this have to do with? Because it could be about marriage. It could be about contracts with work or projects. It could be legal. I don't know if this is something that you had to keep quiet about. You couldn't really talk about because I'm just started coughing. And the Taurus rules the throat chakra. So I don't know if some of you are finally speaking up about something, and that's the action you needed to take. You needed to speak up about something, and that's where this justice is coming in for you. Tell me more about this, please, for the collective. What is this in regards to? What is this Wheel of Fortune and Justice for the collective? Because it's like karma. It's like good fortune is fated, is destined. And remember, we got judgment and justice. It may be a legal proceeding for you all. I would even say arbitration. That popped up in my mind too. I don't know if some of you filed some sort of grievance and it had to reach arbitration. That might mean something to somebody. Knight of Wands. Eight of Cups. It was something that you walked away from. You walked away from something because but the Knight of Wands is fire sign energy. You may have that in your chart. You could have been dealing with a Knight of Wands or Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Around those seasons, something happened around those seasons. So Aries is March and April. Leo is in Leo season right now. That's July and August, and then Sagittarius is November, December. So those may be significant time frames for you too. See, it's the Emperor, the World, and Two of Cups. So Emperor is Aries. I mentioned Aries season might be significant. The World. So it's the end of a cycle, something closing out. We had the Judgment card. Judgment comes before the World. So something is definitely closing out. But then you got Two of Cups. For some of you, it could be a divorce. I feel like whatever this is going to bring you in alignment with something else. Like once this cycle closes for you, like whatever judgment is made, because the Emperor, it could be somebody of authority, you know, it could be a judge, but someone who makes the final decision and is closing something out. But the World is going to bring you in alignment with something that's for you, that's meant for you. But I want to know what that Two of Cups is, because it could be a partnership, romantic, business. I don't know. It could be a business that's dissolving or something, like a business agreement, something like that. Remember, I'm not a lawyer. Okay, always talk to a lawyer about legal stuff. I'm just going by what the cards are showing me and what's coming to my mind. Two of Cups. What is this Two of Cups? What is the Two of Cups? Something came to my mind. I don't know if somebody's getting married or someone's getting divorced. I don't know. Fine. Okay, tell me about the Two of Cups. Why is the Two of Cups here? You know, sometimes you could be in the wrong partnerships, marriage or business. That's not for you. And you could, you know, like once you move away from that, you could go towards something that is meant for you. But the Two of Cups, I don't know what that is. What is the Two of Cups? So then it's a good thing, because the Two of Cups is the Nine of, something that's going to make you feel emotionally like satisfied, fulfilled. And we did see the Four of Wands earlier. Nine of Pentacles, wow, 9-9. Nine of Pentacles, you're going to be feeling, oh my gosh, you're going to be feeling really good. You look at them. These are sexy ladies. Sexy ladies. I don't know, like this. It could be same sex, but that's the Nine of Pentacles is feeling like abundant, like self-sufficient, secure, independent. So and Nine of Cups, emotionally fulfilled. That's for Two of Cups. Can I get one more for that? And that's the kind of energy you want to be in when you meet somebody. You know what I mean? Three of Wands, like I think some of you, like you're now like going to be. This Two of Cups is leading you to something, right? Because it's the Emperor to the Judge, the World. So the Emperor, so you could be the Emperor. You could be the one that's closing out a cycle. You ending, bringing an end to something, so that you can welcome in the Two of Cups or be open to receiving the Two of Cups. But because you're in this energy, however this resonates with you, well, you're looking towards the future and you're feeling good about the future. You're feeling good about yourself and about where you are and what lies ahead for you with the Three of Wands. Because the Three of Wands is future forward, thinking about, you took an action, you're waiting for the results to come in, right? waiting for your ships to come in. But in the meantime, you're happy and content and fulfilled and abundant where you are. You know, for some of you, whatever's ending could be bringing your emperor, because I'm getting empress vibes. For some reason, I'm getting empress vibes. Yeah, because whatever you were dealing with before, how you disappointed with the Five of Cups, which I saw, and you are getting back that spark. You're getting your sparkle back. However that resonates with you. Guys, you could get your sparkle back too. Okay? Okay. Anything else? But it seems like whatever is ending in your life could be work, it could be with a contract, agreement, a friendship, or marriage, or it's just you're welcoming something better for yourself. Yeah, Three of Swords. Because whatever you were dealing with before, it just like, you could have felt like you were betrayed. You were heartbroken, sad. But that's coming to an end with the Death card. Look at that. That heartbreak is coming to an end. So some of you have been doing significant amount of healing. And you know what I wonder too, if it's spiritual. Well, I do believe in spirit. I am a spiritual person. So the contracts could be soul contracts. Some of you could be closing out a soul contract. Because right now you're at this place where you feel more balanced, where you could go with the flow. Like you have a handle of yourself and handle over your life. And like whatever comes, oh my God, look at this. Didn't I say the fucking Empress? Look at her right here. Whatever, like some of you're gonna be beating an emperor. You're gonna be, whoever is your match. It doesn't have to be romantic, but whatever this is, it's leading you to something better. And I said, I'm feeling Empress vibes here, you know, and look at the Empress is right here, you know, and we have the Emperor here with, like, so some of you could have been dealing with people who are not emperors. We did have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is not emperor. Knight of Wands is someone who goes back and forth, you know. They're doing maybe a lot of different things or maybe a lot of different people. But the Emperor and the Empress, you're like, whatever you're releasing, whatever that is, that hasn't really been consistent, has been inconsistent, has probably been hot and cold. And remember, this could be with work, family, friends, relationship. Take it as it resonates. That's coming to an end. And you're going to be meeting, you're dropping the burdens, you're dropping the pain, you're ending it all in the sense that you're moving on because of some sort of healing you've done. You see things from a different perspective and you're looking for new opportunities. See, there was disappointment in the past, but now that Two of Cups is coming around, and it could be somebody completely new because you're closing something out, something's ending. But I know some people, they want new beginning with somebody. That's possible if that resonates with you. Or there could be a positive shift in what is a situation, but that's not always the case. And I don't want to be sugarcoating or like making up stuff, but because everybody's situation is different. Some situations can improve, but others, they're meant to be what they were, and then you move away from them. You learned a lesson. You took the L and you're moving on, you know? The L doesn't have to be a loss. It could be the lesson. The L could be a lesson. Hi, Catalina. Okay, so I'm going to end that reading there. I don't know, some of you are like feeling anxious. You have been anxious, you know, but the uncertainty that you may be experiencing is going to require you to push through it, you know, keep moving forward. It may be slow and it's going to require patience on your part, but it's going to also require perseverance. Don't give up, you know, keep going because there are better days ahead for you. Okay. I have a couple more minutes that I can spare. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, my freaking nail went under my other nail. So my nails are sharp. Let me see. Yeah, something, because earlier I did the reading and it says let it go. There's something that you need to release, something that needs to close out so that you can start a new cycle, have a new beginning. It could be with love, but it could be with partnerships, things that align with you. All right. Okay. Okay, what else does the collective need to know? What else does the collective need to know? Two of Pentacles. It's about balance, bringing balance, making sure you're going with the flow with anything that may be going on around you, maintaining your balance and equilibrium. Anything else? If I don't get another card, then that might be the thing. Go with the flow. You know, go with the flow. Oh, look, the Strength card came out. We're in Leo season. I would say during this season, because it started on the 23rd, I would say this is a time for you to really try to maintain some sort of balance in your life. Don't let anything throw you off course, throw you off base, destabilize you. Also, make sure that you're giving your attention to the things that are like prioritizing things, you know. But with the Strength card too is don't allow anything to kind of affect you emotionally, try to get you in a place where you may want to react. So maintain emotional balance. Look at this. Oh my gosh, you saw that. You see, she has the infinity symbol, and the infinity symbol's here. So I would say make sure that you don't let anything get in your head. Maintain mental balance, like balance your emotions and balance your thoughts. Go with the flow. Don't let anything try to like, don't allow anything, because I did see the anxious card earlier too, and overthinking is in the bottom. I shuffled the life happens deck and then this stood in the bottom, you know. Make sure that you don't let your thoughts run away with you and cause you to come off balance, you know. Focus on what matters most, prioritize those things most. Don't overthink any situations, because that's a waste of your energy. And I saw underneath that was, if necessary, you have to maintain boundaries. Do not let anybody cross your boundaries, okay? Because I saw the boundaries card under the overthinking. So if there are certain boundaries that you have put up, or you feel the need to put that up, and be firm and strong in maintaining those boundaries. Don't let anybody cross them, especially if there's any envious energies around you, because I saw the envy card underneath as well. You know, focus on maintaining peace, moving away from anything that can be stressful, full of conflict, that will try to, you know, get in your head. Don't let anything get in your head. Don't try to avoid arguments as much as possible. Remember, when you engage in that energy, it's like that's a waste. You want to put your energy, focus your energy on the things that matter to you. If there's certain dramas going on, remain unbothered. That was a card we saw earlier with the Life Happens deck. With the what's the gossip deck? Don't let anything ruffle your feathers. Stay strong and firm in your boundaries. Protect your peace. Protect your energy. Okay? Move away from anything that will try to disturb your peace or energy. I feel like that's the advice. That's something that you need to know right now. And it is, since we are in Leo season, I would say this is the advice for the remainder of Leo season, since the Leo card did come out. Okay? Now I'm going to do an Archangel Michael message for you all to see how it kind of ties into what I've read for you all so far. If the message resonates with you, please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. And if you have watched any previous live streams that resonated with you, you can now hype them up. So that's one way you can support my channel. Let's see what messages you need to know. Archangel Michael, what messages does the collective need to know at this time? whenever they come across this live stream or replay. What messages, Archangel Michael, does the collective need to know at this time for the highest and greatest good? Archangel Michael is here with you now, okay? So whenever you need protection or you feel unsafe, you need any cords cut, you want assistance with cutting any sort of attachments, call upon Archangel Michael. The card says, even though you can't see it, I am actively working on this situation and I am here helping you, okay? I love that. That card came out. I love that. Thank you, Archangel Michael. What other messages does the collective need to know? I was watching the tarot reader and she was saying the best time to really connect with like your spirit guides, your guardian angels, even God and the archangels is the morning, you know, because you're free of influence. You should be well rested, of course. Like if you're waking up, hopefully you're all resting well. But you haven't been hit by the things that the day may bring to you, so your energy is clear. Hopefully you're feeling calm, because sometimes we can wake up feeling a bit anxious, but you can also ask for them to like help you, relieve you of any anxiety, stress that you may be feeling, okay, or experiencing because of what you anticipate for the day ahead. It helps a lot, trust me. Whenever I feel like that, I just start talking and make sure there's nobody around, because they'll be like, she's crazy. Well, like, you're crazy because you're not talking to your angels, But what are the messages? So I know a lot of people call upon Archangel Michael. Open up to your spiritual gifts. Remember that your true nature is spiritual, not physical. The angels are sending you messages to guide you with your soul's growth. So wow. Okay, open to your spiritual gifts. We're all gifted in our own way. We're all intuitive. It's something that we need to pay attention to. We have to stop being distracted by other things that take away our attention from, us connecting with ourselves. If you really think about the way society is, or the way the world is, we're always looking outside of ourselves, but we never take the time to go within. We're always looking at what's the trend, what is popular, what is everybody wearing, what is everybody doing, what is the new movie, the new song, the new artist, the new this. What about you? What's the new you? What do you want? It's like we have all these things distracting us, pulling our attention away from ourselves. So some of you, if you really want to connect with your spirit guides, you want to connect with your gifts, you have to talk to your angels. You have to talk to your guides. You have to let them know, this is what I want. But you also have to be receptive too. You have to be open to receiving that. But you also have to be not only open to receiving it, but you have to have an open mind too, because you may be experiencing weird things. A lot of synchronicities you may think as coincidence, or you hear other people saying, oh, it's just a coincidence. No, if it means something to you, it's not a coincidence. This is why we can't think about or value what other people think. This is why we have to know who we are, what we value, what aligns with us, what is true to us. What's going on outside of other people is everybody's trying to be like everybody else, but we should all be trying to be ourselves, So for some of you, you need, if there's something you're interested in, you have to talk to your angels, you have to talk to your guides, let them know that you're wanting to be, I guess, initiated. I feel like that's the easiest way to say it. I mean, that's what I did. I asked. And I was tested. I'm still, like, every day is a test, but it's a test of your faith in yourself. Also a test of your faith in a higher source, whatever you believe in, But earlier when I was doing the tarot reading, I said, like, for some of you, you could be inviting something new, something that you may be aligning to. It could be a new opportunity, new partnership with like business. It could be a business partnership. It could be a work partnership. It could also be with projects, but it could also be romantic. When I looked at the bottom of the deck, I see 28. Someone new is coming. An important new relationship is on the horizon. Open your mind and heart so that happiness can enter your life. Look at that. You got two doves here. So there's somebody important coming towards you. We have two birds here, hummingbirds, right here. But you have to be open and receptive to receiving this. You have to be also in a positive place, mentally and emotionally, to be receptive, you know? Because you could be like, we could be receptive to things, but remember, where is your energy? If you're in a negative energy, you're going to be receptive to negative things. If you want new things, good things, positive things, um, abundant things, you have to be in that mind space and heart space. But your mind and your heart have to be aligned. Your head and your heart have to be aligned, you know, because you want to be able to receive whatever this is, whoever this is, and whatever capacity they're coming into your life, because it doesn't always have to be romantic. But in whatever capacity this person is coming into your life, you want to be receptive to whatever they're bringing to you and what you can share with them, because we all have value, you know. But open your mind and heart so that happiness can enter your life. You know, you deserve to be happy, especially if you've gone through a period of a lot of disappointments, broken promises, having to do the shadow work, knowing that maybe there's certain things that you allowed and enabled people to do against you, or that you accepted, and doing the necessary healing, you know, taking the first step and cutting ties, releasing grudges, letting go of bad habits, bad behaviors, bad thoughts, things that kind of keep you trapped and stuck. Like freeing yourself, allowing yourself to move forward towards healing, towards peace, because we all deserve to have that in our lives. So that's the message for today. I hope it resonates with you all in the best way possible. If it does, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'm wishing you lots of love and light, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care, everyone, and thank you all for being here. I really, really appreciate you. Have a wonderful day ahead. Bye.